Yes, we knew Disney was determined to trash Splash Mountain, evict Brer Rabbit, and tear into Brer Bear. But even for Disney, one thing we never thought they would hide is the military service of one of their famous fictional characters. Now it's time to crash the not-so-fun party of Tiana's Bayou adventure with deeply disturbing leaked documents now available online. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the sunny side of life. It's a zippity-doo-dah day every day right here, and Mr. Bluebird is indeed on Vash Sky's shoulder. Sir, how are you?
I'm doing very well. And Mr. Bluebird is having a good zippity-doo-dah day as well. This is an amazing story, Pro. One that we're going to be breaking down, and actually, I think in extended coverage here on That Park Place. But there's one particular aspect that we wanted to go ahead and bring to all of you with the Pro, WW Pro himself. Please, go ahead.
That's right, folks. And remember, you can help us turn this into a true laughing place simply by clicking the like button. Vash, if you please, sir, pull up the document. We'd like to dive into this one. It has to do with, how the characters that Disney has, the employees who play them, their friends, as they sometimes say, how they're supposed to respond to guest responses.
Right. So Disney brings out several documents and distributes them amongst the cast that are supposed to play these characters, embody these characters, so that when you actually converse with them as a guest with these particular characters, whether it be Naveen, Facilier, or Naveen, or I guess Tiana, you feel like you're actually talking with them. And so there are some things that Disney wants to, set the tone for, as far as like would a character know of a particular factoid or a particular, how they would respond to a certain question. And so these are like character guidelines that these cast members have to follow. Very interesting stuff. And Pro, do you want to go ahead and deliver what we found within these?
Absolutely. Now, Vash, as we get ready to do this, I just want to tell you, we're looking at the Naveen one. You and I, before we started the video, we thought we had Tiana. So I'll read this one, and then if you'll go back about 2 pages, you'll find Tiana's answers. These are training documents that keep people within the guidelines of what Disney wants them to do with their characters that they're playing. And so in this, you can see it says, do you know Brer Fox, Brer Bear, Brer Rabbit, other connection to Splash Mountain, right? They didn't want their characters to acknowledge that Splash Mountain exists in any way. So if a guest comes up to them and says, hey, do you know Brer Fox? Or, hey, do you miss Splash Mountain? The answer from Naveen was supposed to be, no, but if you hum a few bars, I can give it a shot. Ha, that is a terrible joke, but I'm not familiar. Blibbity blah, blah, blah. And the performer note says to the cast member going to play him, Naveen would not talk about or mention Splash Mountain by name. All right. Vash, can you go back a couple to what Tiana is supposed to say? And there's also something in this, folks, that's very fascinating, because not only are they not supposed to know anything about Splash Mountain, but they're also not supposed to say anything about the fictional father of Tiana. By the way, folks, we'll say this to you. These are documents that have been released by another party that are available on X. We're not the people who have leaked this. We would not do that. We recognize that these are part of Disney's property. Okay, here we go.
Why isn't Dr. Facilier in your
There
ride?
you go. Perfect. All right, now go down. Okay, so folks, this is the Tiana one. Well done, Vash. All right. So at the bottom, you can see what Tiana is supposed to say if you ask about Splash Mountain. She's supposed to say, this is what they tell the Tiana actress to say. She's supposed to say, can't say I'm familiar, but the bayou is filled with fascinating critters and beautiful places. Every time an adventure takes me there, I see something new. So if she gets asked anything about Splash Mountain, that's what she's supposed to talk about. All right, scroll up just a little bit, Vash. I want people to see okay, here we go. You ready? When they ask about, was your dad in the armed forces? Did your dad fight in World War I? Was your dad in the 369th? Other questions about James, her fictional father's service. Here's what they're supposed to say. My daddy will always be my hero. I just know his gumbo recipe brought a lot of comfort to his friends in the 369th. In a lot of ways, it's still bringing comfort to people. The secret is give it a bit of a kick. All right? If they say, I'm in the armed forces military, my relative is in the armed forces military, my daddy served alongside the 369th Regiment. If he could see what his bravery and drive inspired his daughter to do, why, he just smelled, I'm sure of it. Tiana's Palace, Tiana's Foods, they were as much his dream as mine. Now, in a prior page in the training, which is not on this one, and Vash, if you want to, I'll talk us through if you want to look. I believe it's just the prior page. It actually says that Tiana is not supposed to in any way recognize that her father served in World War I, which is part of the story. Maybe it's a little bit earlier, Vash. There's no need. We'll get it up on the screen in post. But folks, she's supposed to hide that her father served in World War I, which was not hidden in the movie. And why? Why is she supposed to hide that? Why are they? It's because they are ashamed, in my opinion, they are ashamed of a lot of things related with America. Okay? Oh, good. I think you found it. Down there at the bottom of this, James Military Service. Performer notes. Okay, here we go, folks. Here it is. Good job, Vash. While Tiana may comment on her father's service, she should not mention him fighting in World War I or specific military actions he was a part of. She might share that he served alongside the 369th and then redirect the conversation. In other words, Tiana is not allowed to say that he is a veteran of World War I, despite the fact that in the movie and in the stories, that's him. So why do they want them to not say a word about Splash Mountain? Why do they not want them to say a word about World War I? This is, I hate to put it this way on that park place because we try not to. Okay, I got a way I'll say it. I'm gonna be very careful to be non-political. Disney, in its current leadership, has an Americana problem. They have an Americana problem, and they try very hard to escape American history and any connections to the idea that America is exceptional in any way. All right, Vash, your thoughts on these training documents? There's a lot more here. I know you're covering all of this in detail, but we wanted to get this out there because it's the first absolute proof we have. We've been told in the past that musicians are not allowed to play Zippity Doo-Dah anymore. It's been banished, right? So we knew this, but it's the first confirmation in documents that Disney is saying internally, don't say the word Splash Mountain. Don't do it. Don't say that a character that served in the military actually is a veteran. Go ahead.
Yeah. There are almost like 40 or so documents. So that's why, we're on the struggle bus a little bit there in order to get the right ones up, because there's so much actually here, so much that these documents actually reveal, which we had to, go through in multiple videos here on That Park Place. But initially, when you actually see this right here, Pro, it is so revealing about how they feel about Splash Mountain. And I think you're right. They have an Americana problem, but they also have a Tiana problem, which is very, very interesting. They have replaced what in their minds is a problematic attraction with, an IP that they find problematic themselves, which is why Tiana is not supposed to reference her time as a frog. People, there is actually a question and answer portion attached here that asks about, hey, why aren't you in your dress from the movie? And there are specific responses that they want to include there. The connections to the movie, they themselves consider to be problematic, and this is confirmation that is absolutely the case. It is absolutely stunning, Pro, that they actually they replace what was a beloved attraction in the original Splash Mountain with something that is, I think, maybe not equally problematic, but problematic in its own way that they are not maybe necessarily proud to highlight when it comes to Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Yep. And it's actually tough to watch some of the B-roll of Splash Mountain because of how much better that attraction was than what we have now. I mean, they just really, they just made it look bad. Those tiny little trees. It's so bad when you're actually there and you look at it, and these tiny little fake trees next to the real trees that lord over them. Real trees are actually way bigger than this stuff, and it's the perspective's all terrible. Folks, the perspective at Disney management is terrible. The idea that they cannot acknowledge fictional characters being in a war at any point, the idea that they can't acknowledge Splash Mountain. It's not just Tiana. It's not just Naveen. It's not just Dr. Facilier. Folks, it's everybody. And they have tried to take control of the narrative. Don't let them. We can't tell you what to do, but if you request some zippity doo-dah on your next vacay to Disney, it won't hurt our feelings. Folks, that's the video for today. We thank you for dropping down our way. We've got to get on out of here because we've got more content yet to be formed and delivered. Folks, it's chatter on a hot platter of fresh truth with a capital T. Vash Sky is your man over on T3PO. Go check out that channel as well as his appearances on the WDW Pro channel. Folks, we've got more. Like, share, subscribe, and check out the new videos when they arrive. Drop a comment down below. And folks, here we go. TPP News, it's your place to be for all the news
that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.